that has had a lot of sunshine, a lot of instability today. This one is going to move into an environment that's even more favorable. So at speeds of about 40 miles per hour, we go into Garden Valley, Hollis 418, Hollis at 437. We get into more Oklahoma towns here, Russell, Vincent, and Duke right before 5 o'clock with that storm moving up to the northeast. This cell is going to be the one that Stephen Jones will be on eventually. We also have another storm that's going to be just north that is currently out across Texas, but listen up, if you're in Sayre, if you're going to be in Elk City, we're watching this cell closely for you. There's going to be Shane Helton. He is looking into this, and this is a tornado warning that expires at 4:15, but this storm is currently still in Texas, moving up to the northeast. This one we got to watch close. I know the rains begin to spread into Eric, Hext, and Sayre. Let's go out to Michael Armstrong. Michael, out to you we go. Give us an update on your cell.
Yeah, we still have a tornado right now. You can see it right in front of us. This is getting ready to cross 74. You see the funnel hanging down right here. There is a tornado right here just to the south of Highway 51 and the intersection of Highway 74. That's where we're located right now. It is 2 miles south of Highway 51.
Yeah, we see it. We see that lowering coming. We definitely see that tornado there in front of you. So that is going to be for this cell that Michael is currently on. So there's Nick Bender. There's going to be Storm Command. Sky 5 looking at us at the cell as well. That rotation still appears to be there. It's so moderate east of Lovell, southeast of Marshall, moving up to the northeast between Orlando and Marshall with this storm. Once again, moving up to the northeast. So rotation here. Starting to see some spin there close to Hennessy. We'll have to keep a close eye on that one as well. But this moves into Lucian at 427. Ditch Witch headquarters at 433. That's going to be on the west side there of Perry. Perry 434, Perry Elementary, Perry Airport, Red Rock at about 4:30 to 4:45. And then we go up into Sooner Lake at 5 o'clock with this tornado warning. And this rotation continues on the northern end of Logan County, moving up to the northeast on the left-hand side. You see Sky 5, you see field meteorologist Michael Armstrong, and this tornado warning continues for another 10 minutes. It will likely be extended downstream, as you would imagine, with the pictures that we're still seeing with this. So if you're not currently in a tornado warning, southeastern Garfield County, and as we go into Noble County and Payne County, just know that we're likely going to see this storm hold its own, and so this tornado warning will likely be extended as we go up to the north here. Cannot emphasize enough the dangers with this cell. At least the more it moves north, we're talking about northern Oklahoma, the more likely it is to become more of a hail producer. But still, at this current moment, the tornado risk lives on with this cell. Let's go to Jonathan Conner. Jonathan, definitely a dangerous afternoon unfolding.
Unbelievable, Damon, because that tornado, even though it didn't condensate all the way down to the ground at times, it was on the ground. That's how it works. The mesocyclone works all the way down. Then you see the suction spots, and because we've had so much rain, there's no dust. And so when the suction spots are on the ground, you can't see them. They're like little water vapor. They're kind of dancing around. They're really hard to see, especially with the cloud base being so low. Now, honestly, with this storm, as it tracks to the northeast, I still think it has plenty of room to maintain its supercellular shape. What does that mean? It means tornadic abilities. When we talk about this warm front, which is across the state, it's been lifting to the north ahead of this storm. Earlier, a couple hours ago, that warm front was, just north of OKC. It has literally lifted all the way up to at least Lake Carl Blackwell, okay? So this still has time, still has room to be tornadic. Could it be tornadic all the way to the Perry Airport? Absolutely. The winds ahead of that, even though it might go into a little bit cooler environment, the winds at the surface are more out of the southeast and the east. So this was producing a tornado with south winds. You get induced shear, so the tornado will spin up at the lower parts, the most important part to finally get that tornado to form. That's all about the low-level winds. As it moves to the north, instead of a south wind, like right now, those winds are kind of coming out of the south and produce a tornado. As it gets up towards Perry, those winds are a little bit more out of the southeast. So even though to the north it is a little bit cooler, on the low levels, it will move into an environment that it may spin up. That happens a lot of time. Damon, when these storms, pass over the warm front, it's also a little meso area of low pressure, and that will give it an extra kick. This storm is not done. We have to watch this one. Oh, by the way, Damon, there's also a storm over near Hennessy. This is also south of the front. This storm could easily become the next tornadic storm. I'm honestly really concerned about this one. This has a well-defined inflow notch. It's hooking back to the left. Michael Armstrong might want to consider, as he comes north, when he gets to Marshall, coming back west to track that and let Sky 5 track this storm. Worried about that one. That could go tornadic. Got to watch storms down near Kingfisher, and then, of course, the big storms which are crossing the border in southwestern Oklahoma. So, again, Damon, this atmosphere still volatile.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go check out this tornado warning that's going to be out to the west, out by Watonga. This tornado warning from Hitchcock out towards Watonga. This was just issued just moments ago. So the latest on this cell right here, you can see this is forming into a line, but that's where the tornado, that's where the rotation is going to be from near Carlton, south of Southern, just west of Hitchcock. That area, that storm is spinning right now, moving up to the northeast towards eventually Parvin and Lacey. So putting a storm track on this one, Hitchcock 412, Parvin 429, Lacey 437, Wacomas 458, Vance Air Force Base 502, Oakwood Mall there on the west side of Enid, 504, Enid High School in downtown Enid at 506. That is a tornado warning right there, and that is where the storm is going to be spinning. Also, these cells, I don't like these storms all by themselves down here, down south of Alpha and Kingfisher, so this too is going to become an issue as well, as you can see with these cells moving up to the northeast. So we're gonna need to take some of our chasers and send them a little bit farther to the west with these cells as this entire line continues to move up to the northeast here. And these storms are becoming tornado warned as well. Southwestern Oklahoma has not seen a single storm yet today, and so with this storm moving in, very unstable environment, definitely that needs to be watched too as we're watching these storms move up to the northeast. So the bottom line here is that we have a lot going on now. Tornado warning remains in effect for tornado warning now for Garfield, Logan, and Noble County. That's a storm that we have Sky 5 on, so that tornado warning goes up in the Noble County. We also have a tornado warning for Blaine, Custer, and Dewey County. Tornado, reported near Fay with that cell right now, and then we have out across western Oklahoma. Let's go up to the north. Let's go up towards Watonga and look at this storm right now, because this storm is definitely concerning, no doubt about it. As you can see here, let's see here, this storm, there you go. So still looking at the rotation within this. Still finding it right now just very close to, let's see, that's Morewood towards Anthony Ray. Rotation very close to Morewood. I don't like seeing that at all. So, and then this tornado warning out towards Watonga, you can definitely see all the our radars now starting to go a little get pretty intense with rotation. East of Carlton, south of Southern, that right there, that is rotation. That storm is spinning, moving up to the northeast, north of Watonga. So Watonga, the sirens are sounding. Right now, the motion with this cell, it is moving up to the east-northeast with that storm once again. So tornado warning for Hitchcock, Parvey, and eventually looking outside this tornado warning polygon, Lacey, you got to be going into your tornado shelter soon as this cell races up to the northeast at speeds of about 30 to 40 miles per hour. Updated storm track 414, Hitchcock, Parvin 433, Lacey 442, Hennessy 458, Wacomas, and then Vance Air Force Base at 507 and 512 with that cell moving up to the northeast as well. So let's new tornado warning. We got a couple of people. Let's see. We got to talk to Michael. Let's go out to Michael first. Michael, give us an update on what you're seeing with your storm.
Damon, this day is very dangerous. We just watched multiple tornadoes with that storm. It is lifting to the northeast. I know we're keeping Sky 5 on it. We have another storm that does have some rotation that's just to our west. We're actually moving west because the storm that's out near Watonga has rotation. So any of these storms that are up here near the warm front, if you come under a warning, you better just go ahead and take your tornado precautions immediately. I have seen so much rotation, and it's strung out over a elongated area with these storms. So just because you might think a tornado has moved through, don't come out of your shelter yet, because we watched at least just a moment ago that's moving up toward Lucene, and that's going to pass very close to Lucene, just west of Perry. That's going to pass very close to Lucene, just west of Perry.
Yeah, Michael, we're watching your storm. We know that you're on that, so we are now working 1, 2, 3 tornado warnings. Brand new tornado warning was just issued. This entire line is pretty much getting tornado warned now. And out on this cell, there you go, Eric Shane Helton is going to be on this cell looking up to the north, and there's our rotation now crossing out of Texas coming into western Oklahoma. So Shane Helton, if you're in Eric, if you're in Hex, if you're in Sayre, we know the sirens are now sounding. Let's go to Shane Helton right now. Shane, your storm just became tornado warning. Give us an update.
Yeah, Damon, it actually kind of looked like for a moment that it was going to fall apart, and then it has recycled and is coming back together. I could watch the rain-free base moments ago, but right now I'm kind of in an area where I cannot see the rain-free base. But the reason why, it's not because I'm very far away from the storm, it's because the humidity and the dew point and all that stuff, there's moisture in the air out here. It's so thick you could just about literally cut it with a knife. But I'm coming up on this storm here pretty quick, and I'm hanging all around it. And I'm not seeing anything lowering right now, but it won't be surprising if something does come up here once I top over a couple of hills, Damon. I can see the rain-free base still, but I'm just not seeing anything that is concerning me right now. But I'll be up underneath it here in just a few seconds. Back to you, Damon.
Okay, Shane. So if you're just now tuning in, this is what we're working with right now. We have 5 tornado warnings in the state. So we need to look at all the tornado warnings that we currently have ongoing across western Oklahoma and going into central Oklahoma. So here's the storm track with this tornado warning. That inflow moving to the east goes into Eric, goes into Hex at 435 and 445. There's a rotation that is going to be right on the state border, moving up to the northeast, goes into Delhi at 448, Sayre at 457, Carter at 504. That area of rotation, that inflow notch, is going to maintain itself as it moves up I-40, and is likely going to continue, as you can imagine, with the ingredients that we have for today. So that's a tornado warning. There's another tornado warning down by Hollis, and then we continue with our tornado warnings out across northern Oklahoma. Let's go to Michael Armstrong right now. Michael, give us an update on what you're seeing.
Damon, very, very strong rotation right now, just northeast of Hennessy, moving toward Douglas. Oh my gosh, this rain-free base is just huge. It is absolutely huge out here, and so it's very difficult to pinpoint exactly where the tornado is without a full condensation funnel, but it looks like it's just a few miles to my northwest based on the velocities there. It's going to be moving up toward Douglas. Also, we have the storm that's back near Hitchcock, north of Watonga, so we're trying to keep an eye on all of these storms right now. It's getting very difficult here, again, along the warm front with all these storms rotating. So I would say areas up near Covington and Douglas and Fairmont, just be ready. Be ready to take your tornado precautions. There's really strong rotation indicated on radar. I don't have anything visually to confirm with you right now that there's a tornado, but I'll tell you, these are... Man, anytime you see a rotation like that on radar, and I know you guys are looking at it, you might even be able to pull up a rotation tracker. I mean, it looks significant.
It really does look significant, and I know the sirens are sounding in Perry and Perry. This is why the sirens are sounding, because of this cell right here that is going to be just west and northwest of Orlando. We're still seeing at least signs of rotation, still finding moderate rotation. So, Perry, this is for you. Ditch Witch headquarters. Storm moves in at 4:33. Right now it is 4:16. Perry Elementary 4:35. Perry Airport 4:43. Tonkawa at 5:11. We're going to reconnect on this storm, but we have 5 tornado warnings that we are currently working right now. Jonathan's going a little bit farther to the west, and let's just work our way down every single tornado warning that we now have in place. Here's another warning. This storm still shows signs of spin. This is a severe thunderstorm warned, headed up towards eventually Covington, just east of Wacomas. Track up to the east on that brings in the Callahan at 4:50, Covington 4:50, Garber at 5:06. There's an area of rotation very close to Lacey as well. Let's go out to the west. You can see that area of rotation right here, 2 areas of spin. That's what Storm Command is on. Also finding some rotation as you go out towards Lacey. This storm is going to be warned on at least a couple areas of rotation. That one near Hitchcock, another one up near Lacey. Watching this line of storms moving up to the east, northeast. We're not done. We have another area of rotation. Let's go and zoom on this one. This is an area of spin very close to Lacey. Other one very close to Hitchcock as well. As you can see, just in between Hitchcock and Parvin, moving up to the northeast with that cell. So that storm is tornado warned. And then another tornado warning as we go out to the west and as we go west of Elk City. This is actually going to be this cell. From Geronimo, Eric, Hex, we have Shane Helton looking into this storm. That's that inflow right there. Let's go out to Shane Helton if we can. I want to get an update. Shane's looking right into this storm. So if you're an Eric, Hex, Sayer, up towards eventually Elk City, we are watching this one closely for you. Shane, give us an update on your storm and what you're seeing in front of you. Okay, we'll get Shane on in just a second. All right, so that's a Shane storm that you can see his locator. Then as we go down to the south, we have yet another tornado warning that is going to be in southwestern Oklahoma. That storm is going to be tornado warned, and that is going to be down by Hollis. So as you can see here, tornado warnings now for multiple counties on the bottom of your television screen. Tornado warnings are sounding in Perry. We're pretty much checking up on every single storm, as you can imagine here. That cell moving up to the northeast as well. So we're going to be north of Quanah. Putting a storm track up to the northeast, we're going to Hollis, Duke, Mangum at about 5 o'clock. Okay, let's go back up to the north. Shane Helton, we have him on the phone. Shane, give us an update on what you're seeing with your storm. Okay, it looks like Shane just dropped off of that one. So again, you can imagine in western Oklahoma, cell phone connection is typically hard to get. So, and then that very well could be another cell. Look at that inflow there. It's being Texas. So if you're out in Elk City and Eric, watching this cell, this area of rotation may be weakening. That might become the new area, the new inflow notch that we're finding right now. That is going to be south of Shamrock and north of Aberdeen. So in Eric, Hex, Sayer, Elk City, we are watching this cell closely as it continues to move up to the northeast. So yes, we are working a handful of tornado warnings right now. Let's go all the way back up to the northeast, and we'll just go back down the line. Garfield to Noble County. Garfield to Noble County we go, and that is going to be the storm that we have Sky 5 currently on. This is going to be the tornado warning for Perry. This is going to be the storm that is going to, it's pretty much developed just near Chickasha, and now it's going to be up near Perry. These storms are moving fast. So in Perry, I know the sirens are sounding. Perry, this is the storm. And this is the reason why those sirens are sounding. Sky 5 is looking right into this storm for you. You can see on the upper left-hand side of your television screen, we're west of Stillwater. Stillwater, you're okay with this storm, but this storm continues to move up to the northeast. So we know the sirens are sounding in Perry. We're going to watch this one pretty closely going up to the northeast. Oh, okay, let's go out to Eric Kelly right now. Eric, we have you live on the KOCO 5 airwaves. And give us an update on what you're seeing.
Yeah, so we're watching this cell that's just southwest of Hollis. Produced a tornado about 45 minutes ago down in Paducah, Texas. Now crossing over into Oklahoma. Lost a little bit of its punch. We actually had two cells that merged together. Any of the rotation right now is actually in the middle of the storm, but we're watching it to see if it kind of redevelops as it crosses the border.
Okay, Eric, I know we'll be chatting with you throughout the afternoon, so thank you, Eric, for joining us here on the KOCO 5 airwaves. We see that storm that you are currently looking at. It is going to be that area of rotation just south of Hollis, moving up to the northeast. This storm, all by itself, definitely has a potential to become even more significant. So Gould at 438, Reed at 501, Mangum at 510, Hester, and then Blair at 511 and 518. This is an isolated supercell. These are always the ones that can become even more significant and more substantial as they're all by themselves, moving into a very unstable atmosphere. We have Chris Lee, Stephen Jones, Eric Kelly on this cell right now. As we look back up to the north, you can see here's going to be Storm Command looking into this cell right here that is going to be very close to Marshall. We also have Nick Bender. He's going to be in Lovell, watching that cell that's moving up towards Covington and Douglas. And then we have another storm that's going to be southwest. So as we look at our rotation tracker, look at our velocity, this cell headed up towards Perry still continues to show rotation, still properly warned on definitely with this environment. This cell that Storm Command is on, down by Marshall, you see it on the left-hand side of your television screen, that storm moving up to the northeast. So let's go out to Michael Armstrong. Michael, give us an update on what you're seeing from your cell.
Damon, just southwest of Marshall along Highway 51. We're looking at an area. I don't want to paint the picture like everybody's having a tornado, but Damon, when you're up here near this warm front, where I'm at, updraft spins. There's just so much rotation. Updraft spins. There's just so much rotation in the atmosphere that can be drawn up. And so, rain showers can be tornadic today. That's how wild it is. So you're seeing multiple lowerings, and no matter where I pan on my 360 camera, up and down, just along Highway 51, you see more lowerings. And for instance, I just looked at a cell that's down near Kingfisher. It's got pretty strong rotation, and I don't even think it has a strike of lightning with it. It's straight west of Kingfisher, probably very near Lacey. That's going to be moving up to the northeast to near Dover and toward Hennessy. So we're going to target that storm for right now, unless something else we see catches our eye. But this storm has really come up quickly southwest of Dover.
It has, yeah, and I expect that a lot of storms are going to come up quickly today as these storms continue to move up to the northeast here. So it's only 4:23 in the afternoon. This is usually when we reach that max heating, that peak heating of the day. This instability is going to continue, and you can see our rotation. Our rotation is really starting to ramp up. Sky 5 is right in front of it. As a matter of fact, Sky 5. Let's go ahead and go full with Sky 5. If you're living in Perry right now, Perry, this is what you need to know. This storm has had a history of producing tornadoes, and it still continues to produce that significant rotation that we see on radar moving up to the northeast. So this storm is not done yet. Right now, Sky 5 is going to be southwest of Perry. Let's go out to Chase Rutledge right now. Chase Rutledge, we are watching the storm. Chase, we know the storm has produced many tornadoes throughout the afternoon, really in the last hour. They've been hopping across the ground, but the rotation still seems pretty strong. What are you seeing from up in the air looking into the cell?
Oh, yeah, that's right, Damon. Like you said, it's been very active. This cell, what we're looking at right here is just to the south of Lucene, like you said, just southwest of Perry. And moments ago, right before you went to Michael, we had rotation and we had some debris on the ground, had some rotation spinning up, and then it went right back into the cloud. But it just goes to show you that this at any time could produce a rapidly spinning vortex and a rapid tornado that can do a lot of damage in this area. So people in Perry, people in Lucene, you need to really get ready with your tornado precautions, because at any time this could produce a tornado headed your direction. Damon?
Yeah, and we can definitely see that the visibility, it's very hazy with this storm. It's very, very low cloud deck, just one of those days where visibly hard to see. You can definitely see some light in there. I saw that. But this cloud just continues to get lower and lower and lower. So if you're in Perry, once again, Perry, you need to be going into your tornado shelter, innermost room of your house. Abigail just informed me that the Ditch Witch headquarters, they let everybody out of work early today, rightfully so, but you can see that rotation right near Lucene, moving up to the northeast. This is the same cell, the same storm that produced multiple tornadoes at one point about 30 minutes ago. Fast-moving storms, still moving about 40 to 45 miles per hour. So Ditch Witch headquarters, which I know is very close to Perry Elementary, 436, 437 Perry Elementary, Red Rock 456, Sooner Lake 503. We go into Marlin at 506, Ponca City 522, Ponca City High School and Ponca City Airport right before 5:30. I know Ponca City, you're not included in this tornado watch. However, the lines of this watch it does not stop at the county. Okay, it very well could bleed even a couple a county or two deep. So you got to watch that one. This cell right here continues to show increasing rotation from Loyal west of Dover. That is moving up to the northeast, putting a storm track on that cell. Hennessy at 447, moving at speeds about 45 miles per hour. It's going to move in fairly quickly. Marshall 507, Covington at 519 with that cell. Abigail, I know you have a lot of information to pass along. Give us an update on the news desk.
Storm sirens now sounding for our friends in Red Rock, just a little bit north of the Perry storm that we're tracking. Also from the Perry Police Department, there are no official public shelters in Perry. So innermost room in your house, storm shelter in Perry. And like you said, Ditch Witch went home early. Also Langston, I've heard from a few of you in that area. Langston University canceled class today as well. Here in the Metro, Damon, I quickly want to mention as people make their plans for this afternoon and this evening, we are supposed to tell you, do not seek shelter in those underground tunnels in the downtown Oklahoma City area.